I'm back from some more Michael Ventron Enterprise again, regarding the trust fund scam, basically, in Chester County. Alright, so again, my pro se efforts. Pro se is I'm my own lawyer. I am not paying somebody a ridiculous amount of legal fees. Other people are. Okay? The downside is I don't get awarded legal fees. I have to sue people at the end of it to try to get compensated for all of my time. Okay? This one is against Dragon Slayer with Rick Law. Sounds like a little pot group. Rick Law is a small firm in Pottstown that's supposed to be with trust funds. Now, again, it's a trust fund scam in Chester County. As a reminder, I am in Montgomery County. The children are in Montgomery County. The ex-wife, who's supposed to be the beneficiary, is all in here in Montgomery County, okay? So how do we get here from this one? So again, for those that have followed along, I was forced into a bankruptcy by Fox Rothschild, chased into the bankruptcy by Fox Rothschild, had the bankruptcy blown up 3.5 years later. Took them 3.5 years, but they spent a lot of money to blow up my bankruptcy, and then they didn't come after me, okay? Problem is, a whole lot of other people did. So I'm telling Roger, he's my bankruptcy lawyer, I'm like, you got to focus on trust fund law. And he's like, I think we're going to lose on the family court law. And I'm like, well, then you should focus on the trust fund law. I mean, come on, it does make sense, right? When lawyers don't listen to you, I start getting pissed off. So anywho, so the federal judge requests, hey, how much from the lower courts was spent in family court litigating this trust fund that theoretically is in orphans court in Chester County. Again, no PA 41 tax forms as required by Harrisburg tax law in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. There's no trust fund. But she does it anyway. All right? So Roger insists I get counsel. I borrow $5K from my 401k plan, right? And I hire Rick Law through my employee assistance program. I get some referrals, right? I find this firm, and then they assign this guy, Dragon Slayer. He'll take on the big guy, right? Well, Fox Rothschild's a $500 million year company, right? Top 10 law firm in money, all right? That's a powerhouse, not little Rick Law here in Pottstown, all right? He doesn't take on the big guys. So anyway, so all he has to do is, let them know that the trust fund isn't real. But instead, he folds like a beach chair. All right, so we go back to family court. So it's Dragon Slayer and Bill Barr Weemsey, and they go into Judge Cunahan's chambers. All right, so for reference, there's Dragon Slayer, all right? And here's Judge Cunahan. I think it's time for her to retire. She looks like she should be put out to pasture, basically. Okay? So they go into the chambers. What I didn't know back then was, as pro se, I'm not permitted to hire a lawyer. So he didn't even have the right to go in and talk to the judge anyway. All right? But he does it anyway. He comes out, he hands me a piece of paper. All right? He's like, here, I got it down at $1,000. Now, mind you, I think he's telling Cunahan that the trust fund isn't real. I'm like, got what down at $1,000? He goes, well, the $50,000 in legal fees. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, I got it down because I had to drive here. So did I. Like, what are you doing? Right? And he's insistent. Just sign it. Just sign it. And I'm like, is the judge signing this? Because she had previously signed that she had no jurisdiction over trust funds. So you're going to have the judge sign that I owe legal fees for a trust fund she has no jurisdiction over? It doesn't even make any sense. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I got 18th row Phillies tickets for the playoffs where they shellacked Texas 10-0 for me and the two kids. Sign out of here. We'll figure it out later. But obviously it's going to be a disaster. Imagine going to the federal judge, this trust fund isn't real. Or going to the federal judge, they were paid $49,000 in legal fees. Come on, man. So, again, prothonotary dockets, you can go down to Norristown. For the Chesco, you can go up to, Westchester. You can look it up as long as you got the number. This one is 2024 23595. Again, everything I'm showing you is in the prothonotaries. I'm not, BSing you. This is all live. It's not memorized. All right. So I complained in October 24. I demand for jury trial in January. Okay, so we've got the order in December. We've got 18 months. 18 months for discovery, right? So I put all the documents out there in May here. Starting to catch up on this one, but this is like way down on my totem pole of importance. But obviously more work, more stuff that I need to deal with. And obviously I want my coin. I'm basically suing them for all the other creditors in the bankruptcy that they allowed to blow up. You guys can pay for it. Seems fair to me. So next steps, discovery, obviously 18 months. You're looking at Christmas of 2026 before the trial, seriously. Interdependencies, the criminal and the bankruptcy, because again, I can refile bankruptcy if I have to. The criminal one's up there. We've asked Dragon Slayer to show up. We'll see if he does. Again, that is June 10th to June 13th, 2025 in Westchester. I'm representing myself. Come see me in action. I'd love it. Okay? So, end state again. Pay all the creditors, plus I want punitive damages and some financial damages that were done to me. All right, again, thank you for your time. I hope you follow. I'm going to keep putting these out. Okay, before Memorial Day here, 2025, these are just all status updates. I'm going to get into the nitty gritty, get into the proof, get into the disgustingness, which is Fox Rothschild Law Firm. Okay? Come to the website. You can email me here. I will reply. Again, please donate. I cannot charge for this information, but I can accept donations, a little loophole, if you will. And again, we're on Facebook and on the website. So please, please come support us any way you can.